Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tini, and in today's videos we're going to talk about how to write a cover letter to get the job that you want here in Australia. I'm going to cover everything you need to know in detail, so keep watching if you're interested. Okay, before we begin today's video, I feel that I need to explain to you why this video is so important. Before coming to Australia, when it came to writing my resume and my cover letter, I was feeling a bit overwhelmed because I felt that I didn't have enough skills or enough work experience until someone told me, you need to focus on your transferable skills. What are transferable skills? Transferable skills are those skills that you can transfer from one job to another, or from one specific experience to another. For this, you need to understand the job ad or job description of that job that you want to apply to, and you need to identify the key selection criteria, that is, the essential requirements that they are looking for in a candidate. After you identify the key selection criteria, you need to come up with examples of skills that you think you developed in your previous jobs or during your studies. Let me give you some examples of some transferable skills that you can use for yourself. Teamwork skills. If you completed a certification or you went to university, you probably had to do team assignments. And that means that you have to work in a team. You probably had to assign responsibilities to different team members, you had to split tasks, and you had to agree with each other, negotiate with each other how you were going to approach that specific assessment. So these are teamwork skills. Bear that in mind. Time management skills. For example, if you had to prepare for an exam or you had to submit an assessment by a specific deadline, this means that you have good time management skills as long as you passed your subject and you submitted that assignment in time. Critical thinking and professional writing. If you had to write an essay or a report, this shows that you have the ability to think critically or that you have good writing skills and you can write a professional document. Computer and data entry skills. These are skills that they require in almost any job today. And if you wrote a report or an essay on Word, or you had to do specific calculations using Excel, you have computer skills there, so you need to include that in your resume. These are transferable skills. Leadership skills. If you were part of a sports club or you led a sports team, you probably have good leadership skills, and you can definitely transfer these leadership skills to any other professional job. Or what about interpersonal skills? If you did any volunteering work, you probably were involved in helping people, providing assistance, and this talks about your ability to build rapport, to build strong relationships with others. And this talks about your interpersonal skills. Customer service skills. If you worked as a waitress or as a bartender at a cafe or at a restaurant, you probably had to take orders, greet customers, make them feel welcome, and solve their issues. And this probably allowed you to develop your customer service skills. And these are skills that can be transferred to any other jobs. And these are all examples of transferable skills that you can mention in your job application, in your cover letter, and even in your interview. You have to approach your application from a strength point of view, that is, from a positive frame. So before starting writing your resume and your cover letter, I highly recommend making a list of all the transferable skills that you have, of all the jobs or work experience, volunteering experience, internships, hobbies that you've been involved in, and try to link these experiences and your tasks and achievements to potential transferable skills. And hint, if you studied here in Australia, each university and each course have specific learning outcomes. And in these learning outcomes, usually they have a list of all the skills that the student acquires after finishing that course. So have a look at that, because they're a really good indication of the skills that you already have because you passed that course. So have a look at that. If after doing all this you feel that you don't have any experience or enough skills, I highly recommend going and volunteering or finding any job that you can to gain some experience. I can guarantee you that you will be able to identify many transferable skills from those experiences. Okay, now that you have all your skills ready based on the job description that you are applying to, you need to start writing your cover letter. And there's a specific structure that you should follow, at least here in Australia, so let me show you. Okay, so your cover letter should be 1 page long, no more. It should look professional with no crazy fonts or colors and no spelling or grammar mistakes. And as you can see, you should include your name and your surname. Include Mrs., Mr., address, your mobile number and your email, the date of application in days, month and year, name and surname of the contact person. If you can find one, usually you'll find the name of the contact person at the end of the job ad, but if you can't find anything, just don't include it. Include the company name and the company address. Then you need to write dear and you include the name of the contact person. If you don't have the name of the contact person, just write hiring manager. Then this is reference. So this is the position title, the name of the role that you are applying to. These are the opening paragraphs. The first sentence is about the job that you are applying to. So you will say, I'm writing to express my interest in the role of sales assistant as advertised on the SEEK website or Indeed or Ethical Jobs. Then you have to talk about yourself. Who are you? So you need to talk about yourself very briefly, about your qualifications and your experience. Let me give you an example. I'm a recent marketing graduate with 2 years of experience in the hospitality sector. Or I'm a marketing professional with over 6 years of experience in digital marketing and analytics. Or I'm currently completing a bachelor degree in marketing and have extensive experience volunteering in the non-for-profit sector. You know what I mean? So you really need to focus on introducing yourself in a very, very brief way. Now let's go to the third paragraph. Why do you want this job and work for this company? That is, you need to tell the company about your career goals very briefly and why this role suits you. That is, why do you think this company is the best fit for you? Is it their values around sustainability maybe? Or is it that you love their products and you want to be part of that? So for this, you want to make sure that you research the company that you're applying to. Try to research their projects, see if you can find anything about their culture and their values, because this is going to give you an indication whether the company is a good fit for you and whether you actually want to work for that company. And you need to show the company as well that you know about them. This shows your motivation and your passion for their business, for their services, because they want to make sure that you're a good fit. Okay, and then you go on to explaining why you are the perfect candidate for this role. That is, how do you meet the key selection criteria? And remember that the key selection criteria are those essential skills that you need. So how can you show them you have those skills? And this is the time to tell them about your transferable skills. How can this add value to this role? You need to come up with specific examples. And for this, I have a recommendation of a technique that is widely used. It's called SAO. That means situation, action, and outcome. Let me give you an example. So when you're talking about the situation, you need to ask yourself, where was I working at that time? Or what was the specific issue that I needed to solve? The action, what was I responsible for? And what action did I take to solve that issue? And then the outcome, what was the result of my action? Make sure that you use positive examples. Let me show you. During my time volunteering as a support officer in Colombia, this is your situation, I spent most of my time managing a team of volunteers and organizing fundraising events to build a community hospital, allowing me to sharpen my organizational and communication skills. This is the action, what you were doing at that role. And then you have the outcome. This allowed me to sharpen my organizational communication skills, which is probably what they were asking in the job description for that role that you wanted. Then, you know what I mean? So you first talk about your situation, your position title and company that you were working for at the time. Then you said, what were you responsible for? Your actions. You said that you spent most of your time managing a team of volunteers and organizing fundraising events with a specific purpose. And then you talk about the result. The result was that you got really good organizational communication skills, but not only that, you were actually able to complete your project. and show that you have those skills. And this is very, very important. You're actually demonstrating, you're giving evidence. You're providing evidence that you are skilled. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. You should write your cover letter from a strength point of view, using positive language. Instead of saying, I don't have enough work experience, you should say, I have some work experience, or I have a few years of experience, or you can say, I'm a quick learner. And again, use sentences that indicate the specific role that you were performing at the time. So for example, during my time at XYZ company, I organized fundraising events. You're using past tense and you're very, very straight to the point, clear and concise. And you're also using verbs. I organized, I led a team. Don't say I did, or you want to be professional in your communication. So if you find that your writing skills are not at that level, I highly recommend start practicing that, because it's very, very important, because your cover letter at the end of the day reflects your writing skills as well. Okay, let's jump on the cover letter again. And then this is a closing paragraph where you thank them for their consideration. Thank you for considering my application and I look forward to hearing from you. Yours sincerely, and your name and surname. You can also add a sentence saying, I believe that my skill set will be very valuable for this role. And remember, you have transferable skills, use them. I have other examples in my video on how to write a resume about how you can approach these specific statements about your achievements and what were you responsible for. I think they're very, very useful. So I really hope that this video really helps you to get that job that you want. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And yeah, I have much more content coming up. So if you enjoyed the video, again, please like and subscribe and show your support for the channel so I can keep making much more content for you. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.